What's up, guys? Little internet issues today. Little bit of internet issues. Yeah, looks like this thing is kind of screwed up too. I don't know why. There we go. I'm sure it's going to be screwed up on the main chart too. Yeah. I don't know why. Here we go. All right. Really, the Bali internet issues are real, dudes. Hope everybody's doing well. We're still in the short here, a little late to the party here. It looks like ES is dumping. Would have been nice to try to get short. They didn't really give a decent opportunity though. They did present an opportunity up here. Kind of a fat stop though. So I don't think there's going to be anything to do there. Kind of think that this is going to get stopped out, this short on the euro. As long as they hold here, as long as they hold up here, should be okay. Started to get a little wacky there with the 830 numbers. There was data at 830. Yeah, there was data at 830. That's why the market fluctuated like that. At least I got here for the market open. So pretty proper rejection here for ES. You know, you're rejecting this zone here. Probably the daily move, I'm sure. Oh no. Kind of a big failure to gain play here. Holding this area is going to be kind of important. But could see some kind of a pullback at this point just because it's they've been running it for so long. Yeah, I was a little worried here about this euro short that we have. I didn't add anything more, but you know, you could have shorted here. I couldn't add anything because the internet was down, so couldn't really do anything. So we'll see. Still just leaving this profit target where it is. You take one or two there, I'm not sure yet. And then just look for the re-add. Let's have a look at the 4 hour here on the euro. Yeah. See, they rejected here because of this, right? So pretty good rejection. We'll see. This still looks down to me. But if they are gonna hold it, they're gonna hold this, right? If they are gonna hold it, they need to hold this. They start getting down here, it's gonna be over. So kind of important area right now for the euro. This is why when this market volatility went crazy, they're stopping at perfect levels, right? So it's important that they hold above here. If they start getting below there, it's gonna be over for these guys. If they are gonna hold it, they need to hold above this line. I would think. At least have closes above. It's too bad we missed the CS short. They didn't really give a good signal for me, right? I like to see them lose something up here first. And even this was not clean. This could dump quite a ways now because they were pretty high in the range. And if they fail this, and it kind of opens up below this, so let's see. Let me see where the hourly is. Have a look. So they did fail. They failed an hourly here too. Already tested it. This right here was they tested on the way down, so we kind of missed some opportunity here already on the ES. Pretty big slide here, it looks like. Looks like they're failing a 4-hour here, so this is gonna play on the. I'm gonna clean up this chart a bit. Failing this 4 hours kind of a big deal. So kind of be looking at this for entries to the downside. It's going to be hard to get though. Holding this move that made the swing, so still kind of looks okay. But this 4-hour candle is gonna 4-hour order block is gonna play most likely. Yeah, I would think the liquidity above here probably not get to the top there, but maybe liquidity over top of this was probably gonna play. But like I said, it's hard trade to take, right? There's no where are you gonna put your stop, like above here, I guess. 64. Yeah, you could put it there, but it's just kind of a shaky one because they could test this too. So I do like that though. Make sure all the chats are working here. Looks like it's okay for now. Really, like I'm just expecting this internet to just die again. See what happens. Dixie Long's still looking good, honestly. They kind of held where they needed to, right? They held here, so they're holding where they need to. They start getting above here, and it's going to be off to the races, I think. How much is this? 5 points. It's not too bad. I just, there's levels up here I don't like putting my stop right at where other levels are. Looking at this area right here. have a quick peruse through the old portfolio here. Oh, it looks like a relatively green day here on the old portfolio. Just take a quick peek through this. Dash still looks okay to me. PTLR. Expecting this back above, I guess, again at this point. Back above 28. AMC holding. Warner Brothers finally started picking up steam. I've been yelling about this one for a long time. We gain a weekly again on this, and I'll be looking to add more around 8 or 9. Nem looking okay. What's going on, Ken? How are you? Thanks for dropping in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Just taking a quick look through the stock portfolio here. Everything's not too much movement here, really. It's all just like 1% up, 1% up. There was a couple that I had to think about taking targets on. I can't remember where. Weekend ahead, that's right, man. I had massive internet issues when I first started the stream here today, so bit of issues. I might have to buy internet, like my own private line. I don't know. Well, let's have a look at Bitcoin on base, right? Oh, it looks like it's pumping a bit today. You know, they're trying to hold this, right? They're trying to hold this level. They're trying to hold this. So as long as they're not getting closes below that, it's going to look okay for you. But it's, you know, they got a bit of work to do. They got a bit of work to do here, right? So really you need to see them clear of this. And then a hold of this. So you need to see them. Yeah, it's in it's kind of, but it did gain this, right? So like it did gain this. This is a daily. So it did have action above. Would have been better if it was a daily close, but it did have action above. And now it's testing the daily order block. So, you know, as long as they keep the action above here, above 46, it's okay. Really, you want to get it back above 55, and then once it gets above 55, you don't want it to see it below 49. It's okay to come back and test that area, but not go below it. And then if that all happens, then most likely it's going to be going to 71 or whatever. That's kind of what you're looking at. Or it's at least going to go and take this at 60. Nice. You got pretty close to getting stopped out there. Yeah, they're really trying to hold this. I'm just gonna leave it. Here's the ES in the zone that I was talking about. And like I said, this is hard to take shorts here on ES because the stop's so long. I like it even better at the top of the zone. And they're holding this 4 hour now, so now it just looks like it's going higher. We have 19 minutes till the 4 hour close. So they close the 4 hour up here. It looks like it's good for higher. $57. Yeah, it's just like 10-point stops, you know? It's hard. I can try to get an order in here for... it's not perfect. I don't like it. When it's not perfect, I'd just rather not trade, you know? Markets are moving today though, holy. Not in the right mindset to trade. I'm all mad because of the internet. Came here to you know, I started the stream at the correct time, and then like just everything all went to shit. Yeah, it's normally on Fridays there is a lot of action. This is hard to trade because it's giving kind of mixed signals, right? Like it's tested down, so it tested this down to the downside, and it tested this move that made this low to the downside, top of this range here basically. So that's a good area for it to hold. Took the liquidity out from underneath here, so now it has gas to go, but it also failed up here at a good spot. Failed at a pretty good spot up here, failing this range. So it's kind of conflicting signals a bit. People want to spend cash, yeah, no doubt. Had some really crazy action here in for this. This was numbers at 8:30. This wick. It tested areas perfectly though, right? Came and tested these previous highs for so failure to gain almost perfectly. Like this is the failure to gain spot right here. I would mark it there. So that would have been a good re-add. And then the area to hold is this line. So like they tested the top and tested the bottom perfectly. If I was at my computer, I probably could have made some money. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's look at the ecom calendar. We missed it today. Today I had 2 reports for red numbers at 8:30. And then tomorrow there's nothing really. Nothing significant. Yeah, good, Ken. Takes a while to really get your bearings. But most important thing is just you should start, you know. You're going to make mistakes when you first start. I didn't get my Bitcoin long. It's too bad. So this for this euro, this trade's gonna be done soon. It's either gonna dump like crazy, or it's gonna gain this level and it will be stopped out. So if they keep holding above here, this is a pretty good sign that they're gonna gain it. You really want them to lose this level. This that we're talking about here. Want him to get below that and start losing it. Yup. Yeah, you know, it's come down. It came down quite a bit, so it could definitely go back and take some liquidity. Just look at the 4-hour on it here. It's been going down, and it did make 4-hour new lows, so it didn't really test up here very high. But yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, there's still a chance that it could go down. So I'd put it at 50-50 at this point, because there has been pretty good rejections here, right? This is the swing that they need to get above. So they took the liquidity and rejected it. Then they got near it again and rejected it. So there's been some pretty good rejections there. So as long as they stay below that, then we're probably going to see lower lows. But if they keep holding above this, then it's probably going to at least make a test at this. Make a test at this and see what happens up there. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like 50-50 right now. You don't really know. They're right in between the two spots where they need to either to make a decision. It's kind of why the market's like is getting a little funky around here, right? Because this is like a decision spot. And we start getting closes above, then it's probably going to fly. Start seeing closes below, it's probably going to dump pretty hard. Yeah, the waves are getting smaller. Yeah, they usually do. They usually do when they're coming into like a significant level. This is kind of the level right here. Or let me just look on the daily actually. Yeah, so it's this right here. This is the daily swing that they're trying to hold. So they did test it. My bad. Yeah, really this looks like lower, honestly. On the big time frame, it looks like lower. So maybe they'll turn it around here, but you know, kind of looks still, it just looks like lower to me. So they didn't really like this. If they were gonna take this higher, they really should have had some better action above here. Took that up there, and now we're getting like down into like the lowest part of the range here, right? So usually they start doing this kind of chop action when it's like it's getting close to a big level. And like they are close, like they're close to this, right? So this is where they need to hold. It's kind of the similar situation, like they need to hold this. Same like on the small time frame on the 4 hour. They need to hold this. Maybe not the 4 hour. Maybe it's the 15 minute. Yeah, same like on the 15 minute. They need to hold this. Yeah, they could. They also need to get above here and have closes above here. There was a pretty massive rejection there, so we'll see. Like I said, it's like 50-50 right now, right? They're rejecting and holding where they need to. So no one knows. There's no signs either way. The only big sign is that we're in a wicked downtrend, so you still should play to the downside. So a couple areas on ES in the top of the range here that's probably going to play. Is this, possibly this. This. We'll see if this area plays. This is pretty valid short entry. Yeah. Yeah, they're holding. So yeah, they already gained, right? They gained the 15 down here. See, they gained this. They had closes above and then they retested it. And they tested the previous high too. It works on everything, dude. Like all charts it works on. Doesn't really matter what it is. It's price action. That's how it works. So they already gained on the 15. Now you want to see them gain on an hourly. So they're gaining on an hourly right now. So they close the hour up here. The hour candle closes in 5 minutes. So if they close up here above this within 5 minutes, then on the retest is probably going to be a good idea to buy it for a potential gain of the 4 hour. 4 hour target would be up here. But 4 hours is kind of a big deal, right? So we'll see. And these guys took liquidity too on the 4 hour, so this is a good area for them to hold. You know, I always talk about the liquidity grabs. They took the liquidity there. So 1 hour is the chart to be watching right now. As long as they close in the next 5 minutes up there, looks okay. There probably will be a pullback because they're gaining now above the 1 hour. So as long as they close up there, we'll check back in 5 minutes. Steezy, what's up, brother? All is good. Internet working right now. For now. I had some internet issues when I first started here. Seems to be working okay though right now. Nice, congrats. Yeah, I've had a pretty good week too. I've just been shorting the euro all week. So I have an open trade right now for 125 bucks. Still think it's gonna go much lower. So we'll see. We're kind of at an inflection point right here, so we're gonna find out if they're gonna turn this around or we're gonna dump. Just die already, euro. Riven, let's check it out. What is it? RIVN? Oh. This? Yeah, this looks good, actually. This looks good. Not yet, but it does look good. I mean, if you're already in it, you're doing good. It did have a daily gain. This would have been the play on the daily when it gained this daily here. Or anywhere here. Look back on Tuesday. Tuesday was like the low basically. Tuesday was here. Oh no, sorry. Tuesday, that was here. Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh yeah, Tuesday was basically here. Yeah, it's a good trade. This is something that you know I would buy, but I always wait for the weekly to gain first, right? So I wait for this kind of move. I'd wait for this. They gain this weekly. So on a retest of this is where I would want to get involved. On a retest of this. And I would target maybe something up here. This gap close. This is a target. This gap close is a target. So that's kind of what I would do. Like same like if you look back in the previous range here, where they gain the weekly here on this blaster move. So when they came back and tested the weekly, this is where I would have got involved, and I would have targeted the top here. And maybe I probably would even have taken a little piece off there. Something like that. That's how I trade anyway. So this one, it looks good because it gained with volume too. So it looks pretty good to go. But for me, I would need a retest. And sometimes they don't give it. can see on the there's a big gap here now too, right around 12. Yeah, that's where the retest point is. So the daily, you can get this a little bit cleaner. Get this a little bit cleaner for you guys. Magnet 1150. That would be the test. And if we put that on all the charts, you can see that's basically where the gap close is. So I would probably, if I was going to trade this, I would start my orders there at 12 and order them down to there and have my stops underneath. Yeah, maybe, you know, they did gain the weekly back here. Wasn't like a pure gain because it didn't have a close above. So I would count this as the weekly gain, this candle that just blasted yesterday or whatever, a couple days ago. And then, yeah, like I said, on a retest of around 1150 is where I'd want to get involved. Something like that, yeah. Now they could just hold above here. They could hold 13, or here there's this too. This is around the same spot. Around 12 bucks is where you want it. It's the gap close. There's so many things there, right? Like there's this previous low. It's the previous low, the weekly move that made the low, and the gap close. So this is the buy area for sure. It's not really bearish approach. This is just price action, right? Like you can go back and look through charts, man. Like this shit just happens over and over and over again, right? Like take this one for example. So this stock or whatever it is was in an uptrend, and then this is the weekly swing that it needed to hold above to keep going up. So it lost it here, right? Right here is where they blasted through it to reverse the trend to the downside. So on a retest of this area is where you want to try to get short. So when they retested it, you short it. Support levels, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so for these are big support levels for this. So you know, this is one that I would like to get involved in for sure. Why not? This is the kind of chart that I look for. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. But yeah. Yeah. Not too bad. But yeah, around 12 bucks is where I would place my orders. And then stops at the bottom. If you really wanted to give it some room, you put stops at $8. CCL. Let me just get this one on the on my watch list here. What is this? I'll review this in the YouTube video. I'll probably put it out on my Discord. CCL. Carnival Corporation. This thing's been ripping. You can see the same kind of situation that happened here, right? So it gained above this weekly here. So on the retest of that weekly is where you would want to get long, right? And you want to target the top of the range. It's like, you know, same thing happening over and over and over everywhere. This looks good for higher. Does not look like it's going to go down. Looks like it's going to go up. So the next big zone on this would be up here. $21 to $23, and maybe even take the liquidity above 23. They did make new highs here back in December. Back in December they made new highs, so you know, and then they just held where they needed to. They held the swing, so I would kind of expect them to challenge this up here. Yeah, they definitely held where they needed to. Like they needed to hold this. So they held where they needed to. Now, so this is gonna go higher, 100%. I would expect this, at least, and honestly, probably this might even get up here. Yeah, it's off to the races already. This was a good looking chart here. It was a very good looking chart. Like on stuff like this, I don't like chasing it, you know what I mean? Because there's so many charts that you can look at, so you can just go out and find ones that look exactly how you want. And then for more intraday stuff, I just trade the futures. Oh, it looks like ES is pumping. I did mention this long on this retest. I was talking about this area before. So they gained over top of this swing, came back, tested it, blasted it. We're right at the top of the range though, so a little rough to take longs at the top of the range, you know. But looks like new highs coming for ES. Because it's a carnival company. I don't know. I don't pay attention to any of that shit, man. Really, you don't need to. All you need to do is look at the price action. I don't pay attention to news or anything really. Like nothing except for price action. I don't use any indicators. I don't, you know. Oh, it's a cruise line, yeah. Half the stocks, like these are all my stocks on the side here that I'm in. And you can see them on the side of the screen. Half of them I don't even know what they do. You know what I mean? Like I really don't. I don't have any idea of what kind of business they are or anything. Because none of it matters really. I mean, maybe you could trade off of like stuff like that, but you know, I don't know. It's just a lot easier just to trade price action. So it looks like the dump is going to continue here on the euro. I'm kind of stoked because if they start closing down here, we're gonna see this. That's going to be a big target. It's going to be a payday for me. This trade has been huge for me, man. Really, I've just been destroying it. I took trades. The first trade I took here was here. Here, I think I took a trade. I can't remember exactly where the first one was, but I shorted here, took profit targets here. I shorted again here, took profit targets here. Shorted again here, took profit targets here, and my latest one is just here, and it looks like it's going to dump again. Yeah, you know, the news does have an effect on it. What I've learned is the news is more like a fuel for the fire. It's still gonna respect price action and respect levels. So like it'll accelerate the price to a level. You know what I mean? Like that. Oh, nice. I used to golf tons back in the day. Let's have a quick look over the stocks here again, because things are pumping. Nice. Tesla up. That's great. That's good. So yeah, we got into Tesla here on a gain of this weekly. It's a gain, nice gain, little gain retest. Classic. We are probably going to take some profits on Tesla today. We up 12%. $179, nice. Yeah, that's about what I'm at. Maybe a little bit lower. 178. No, it's on the screen there. 178, 179. DJT. Let's check. Trump Media. Holding this weekly is okay. Not too bad. They did have a daily gain. Really, I'd like to see them above this. To see them above this daily here, this daily swing. So getting back above there will make it a lot more confident. They did fail the daily up here in the range, and they came back and retested and dumped it, right? So getting back above this daily, they did gain a daily here, pumped it, and then held the range. So holding this range is all well and good, but they need to get back above this or else it's going to dump. So that's kind of where we're at with this. This is kind of at an inflection point too. Right. They need to get back above that. And really, like, they need to get back above. They're at the first step anyway. The first step was getting above this. Getting above this point. So they did get above that. Next step would have been this. So that's kind of where they're at now. They did have some daily closes above. And then this is the daily swing in the internal trend. So it would be nice to get above there. And then if they start having daily closes above this, just the top of this swing here that made the all-time high. If they start having closes above, they're probably going to see new highs and probably even higher. Target something around here or here, but that other stuff has to happen first. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Is this what this is? This is Trump Media. Trump Media. Sure, dude. Where did I put that? In our watch list, I think. Oh yeah. So they just barely had an hourly gain here. This looks okay. Looks okay because it did have an hourly gain. Had an hourly close above. But you'd want to hold the mid-range now at this point, so kind of want them to hold above this. Yeah, like they need to hold this, right? Like they need to hold above this. So they start getting closes below that. It's probably going to be a dumpster fire for this one. I would guess a dumpster fire down to here. This is the next level down, 20. AMD, let's check it. Oh yeah, blast off. AMD did lose the weekly here, but then they held the weekly. So holding the weekly swing here, losing the weekly swing up here. So as long as they hold this weekly, it's going to be new highs. Not too bad. They did have a daily gain. So this is why people are buying it, right? Because they had... This is the daily swing that made this low. So they had all this action above it. So they, you know, they're showing strength. Just want to retest. People are buying it. And now they're getting above kind of where they need to here. Getting above the bottom of the range. Next kind of big test for these guys is going to be this daily move that made this high. And this also coincides with liquidity that's above this. So look, there's a liquidity zone here. They've already taken it though once, so that should be fine actually. Yeah. And this bottom one has been tested actually already too. So really the next contention zone is going to be up there. At the daily failure to gain right here. Right there's the exact number. Yeah, looking pretty good for sure. 100%. This one is looking great. Big pump. Big pump. Yeah. Most tech stocks usually look good. I mean, I made so much money in just tech stocks in my time before I even knew what I was doing. I bought Google for $89, I think it was. I was into Facebook at 25 bucks. I had almost 20 grand in Facebook at 25 bucks and I just left it for like years. It was even before I knew how to trade. It was just like my investment money. I just threw in there. Netflix I had for a long time. So for ES, yeah, it looks like they're gonna hold this range here. Looks like they're gonna make new highs, and this is all-time high. So expect the next stop here for ES is gonna be up here. And then there you can look at potential shorts. What about Pepe coin? What about Pepe coin? I have it in my list here. I always have the meme stocks on hand, ready for a good laugh. Pepe not looking too bad. Came down, held the weekly range, didn't quite get to it. That was the top of it, so didn't quite get to it. But they gained a daily over here. This actually looks pretty good. This looks good to go, actually. Gaining this daily. Coming back down and testing it. This looks okay. Like right here, right now. Actually might try to get a trade in on this bad boy. Something like that. It looks okay. Hourly still kind of looks down, so it looks like they might take one more stab down, but this looks okay on the daily. They gained. Oh, that's the worst, Steezy. Just go find your code or whatever. Yeah, this was a good call, Ken, on the Pepe. A little bit lower, but yeah, good enough to get an order in. I wouldn't yet, but down a bit more. Down here, better. They could hold this though, so you never know. The range is between here and here. I always try to just get it at the best price. If I miss it, oh well. My thing should be a little bit higher actually too. What is going on here, guys? This should be a little bit higher. Something like that. $11.50. Sometimes they don't give you a good retest though. But you wouldn't be wrong getting long right now. I'd kind of wait at least for this, man. So on the hourly, like you want to wait for, let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, the 4 hour, you want to wait for at least this. So this would be the range that I'd be wanting to look for. And then if you look on the hourly, there's liquidity underneath here. Right at that range. They kind of tested it on the way up, but this is kind of the area that you'd want to look at. Yeah, so I would look here for the liquidity under here. Getting in now is, you're not wrong, you're just early. Like this would have been a good swing to get in because this gained the 4 hour. Down here, actually. You could have got it at a really good price, right? On the 4 hour. Because it gained the 4 hour. Gained the 4 hour here. Right here. So this is the liquidity pocket that you'd be looking for. So you could have got in it here. Now it's kind of run away a bit, but the next thing to test would be up here. The top of this. The top of the range here, really. Oh, these guys still holding on here, right? Fuckers. Yeah, they're trying to hold. They are trying to hold this zone. Well, I think that's going to be kind of it for me. I had a late start to this and we got in kind of late, and it's kind of late here. I can't be too loud here after 10:30, so it's 10:30. I should probably shut her down. Thank you guys for stopping in. We'll keep an eye on the YouTube channel for the crypto market update and for the NASDAQ 100 review. Will be coming out on Sunday, most likely Sunday. All right, bros. I'll be live again Monday. No problem, brother.